EWTN Asia Pacific is here in Brisbane, Australia, as the media partners for the Ignite 2016 Youth Conference being held at the Mueller Performing Arts College. We're very excited to be here among 1,500 other young participants as they celebrate their faith journey. 40 supporting organisations of the Catholic Church share this event with us, and we're very privileged to have had the chance to speak to some of the key leaders as we ask them how they are living out their Catholic faith.
To begin with, when you're spending so much time with the youth, and you're speaking about your faith and you're encouraging them, obviously, to live out their faith, it's most important that I am also living that faith out myself. So I'm doing everything that I'm going to be preaching to these kids, and I think my area of ministry is obviously encouraging them, to live a pure life, pure relationships. So starting with me, I need to ensure that I'm receiving, the Eucharist, going to confession, in order to receive the grace to empower me to live that out, first and foremost in my own relationship, so that then that they can see, well, he's living this out, so we have reason to also to follow what he's saying. Well, I think that the youth can see straight through you. If you're not living what you're preaching, that they can tell that there's something fake about it. So for me, it's this constant check to ensure that I'm living up to that message that I'm proclaiming with passion. The two kind of pillars of my faith, you could say, would be the Eucharist and confession. And particularly in the area of relationships and purity, it's one of those things where it is a supernatural grace that is required to live out this virtue. So there's this constant having to feed from both those sources of God's grace. And obviously that's a big part of my ministry, is encouraging the kids to get back to confession. There's no sin that's bigger than God's mercy, but then go and receive the food from God, the Eucharist, to empower us to live it out. And I think one of the biggest traps that we can fall into is to think, well, I've fallen into sin, then there's no point going back to confession, and it's too hard, whatever it is. Well, then the moment we cease to seek forgiveness, then we aren't able to receive Christ in the Eucharist. So I think it's important to obviously to push confession first, so we're in that state of of righteousness with God, if we can say, so we can always make sure that we're able to eat that communion meal with Him at His table with the body of Christ. This is going to be my second Ignite now. And I noticed one of the best things about Ignite, when I was here 2 years ago, was just the amount of kids, that I met that were saying it was my first confession in years. I was so moved by, the different praise and worship, and meeting with the priests and seeing, so many young Catholics who are fired up to live out their faith. This is not the standard environment that we're used to. And I think it just really, it kind of breaks down all these walls for these kids here, and they say, you know what, I just feel God's grace. I feel everyone supporting me today. Over this weekend, I'm going to go nuts and live out my faith to the full. And it has the same impact on me. When you see so many kids that have been, that have been empowered to live out their faith more than they ever have, it starts to rub off on everyone. So. Certainly, I think Ignite will be huge, a huge source of conversion for so many teens this week, and hopefully me as well.